All right, today we're going to dive into a topic that's usually, well, a little off limits, but it's incredibly revealing about a culture. We're talking about profanity. Specifically, we're going to deconstruct the surprisingly intricate and, frankly, logical system behind Chinese swear words.
You know, it's this fascinating idea, right? That a culture's deepest values, its biggest fears, they're not just tucked away in art or in law books. Nope. They are laid completely bare in how people insult each other. Swear words, in a way, are kind of like a secret key to a culture's subconscious.
Now, let's be crystal clear about something. This is purely for educational purposes. We are not handing out ammunition here, okay? What we're doing is taking this whole system apart, piece by piece, to understand the cultural machinery that makes it tick. Think of us as linguistic mechanics, getting under the hood.
So where does a system like this even begin? Well, the first, and maybe the most foundational line of attack, is aimed directly at your past, at the very source of who you are, your family.
Look, in pretty much any language, you're going to find your mom jokes. But in Chinese profanity, attacking the mother is the absolute heart of the craft. So why? Because the mother isn't just a person, she's a symbol. She represents the entire family's honor, its purity, and the integrity of the bloodline itself. So when you attack her, you're attacking everything.
And what's wild about this is the sheer efficiency. I mean, check this out. A single simple insult aimed at someone's mother is actually a three-pronged attack happening all at once. It says your family's honor is shot. It says your bloodline is tainted. And then it throws in a power move by establishing a dominance hierarchy where the insulter basically says, oh, and by the way, I'm your dad now. It's a masterpiece of offensive engineering.
But attacking a mother? That's just the opening move. The system can escalate way further. We're not just talking about your parents anymore. We're talking about insults that go back a staggering 18 generations of your ancestors.
And this phrase just perfectly captures the scale of it. This goes so far beyond just hurting someone's feelings. By cursing your entire family tree, the insult is implying that you are a historical mistake, that you and the 18 generations of people who led to you should never have existed in the first place. That's next level.
Okay, so after completely wiping out a person's entire ancestry, the system of insult moves to the here and now. This next phase of the attack is all about stripping an individual of their value, their status, and ultimately their very humanity.
Now, calling someone an animal is a classic insult, sure, but the choices here are very specific. Calling someone a beast means they look human, but they have no moral compass. Calling someone a pig is a pretty standard attack on their intelligence and character. And a dog, in this context, isn't man's best friend. It's a spineless, worthless follower with zero dignity.
But this is where it gets devastatingly precise. See, it's not even enough to call you an animal. The real knockout punch is to place you lower than them. This very specific phrase, less than a pig or a dog, creates this just brutal hierarchy of worth.
Let's just break down the logic here, because it's chilling. So at the very top, you have humans, okay? Below them, you've got dogs, which, at least have value as guards or companions. Below them, you have pigs, which have value as a source of food. And the target of this insult, they get placed at the very bottom. You are officially less valuable than something that has even the most basic functional purpose.
So the main point here isn't just about name-calling. The ultimate goal is to completely cast the person out of the human race, to declare them fundamentally and utterly worthless.
So we've destroyed the past. We've dehumanized the present. What's left? Well, this final, and you could argue most vicious, attack aims to do one last thing: completely and totally erase your future.
You have to understand, in a culture where, historically, continuing the family bloodline was seen as one of your primary duties in life, this is the ultimate curse. It isn't just wishing you harm. It's wishing for your entire existence, your whole legacy, to just hit a dead end and, poof, vanish.
And here, we have what might be the most complex and cruelest curse of them all. I know, it sounds bizarrely specific at first, but the logic behind it is layered, and it is deeply malicious.
So this curse is working on two different levels. The first layer is the obvious, horrifying wish, that you will have a child but only to watch it suffer horribly and then die. But then there's the second layer, which is so much deeper. It's a karmic judgment.
It implies that your child's awful fate is a direct, biological punishment for how morally corrupt you are.
The final message this curse sends is just absolute. It declares that not only are you a terrible person, but that everything you could possibly produce is inherently flawed and defective. Your lineage isn't just over, it is a tainted failure.
So after looking at all these pieces, you can see they're not just random nasty things to say. They actually form a single cohesive and terrifyingly logical system. It's designed for nothing less than a total assault on a person's entire world.
The whole system is a structured attack across time itself. It starts by destroying your past, your family, your honor. Then it moves to your present, stripping you of all dignity and humanity. And finally, it completely annihilates your future by cursing your children and ending your entire lineage.
And this brings us right back to the big idea we started with, the sheer, calculated brutality of these insults. It tells you exactly what that culture holds most sacred. Attacking these specific things, family, honor, dignity, lineage, is like attacking the very pillars of a person's identity.
So it really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? If this is what one culture's profanity is built to attack, what does the profanity in your own culture reveal? What are the sacred ideas that your swear words are designed to tear down? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.